all the Asians here, right? This crib is funny. All the Asians here, like all the chicks that I see walking by, all the guys walking. I mean, there's no like Asian. I barely see Asian guys. All the chicks that are walking by are like Western Asian looking chicks.
So
it's so weird. Even the chicks that are living out this cafe. I'm like, wow. Guys, come down to Farrer Park if you have a taste for Western looking Asians. That's my recommendation.
Okay, well, don't stare.
She stared at me. What the f***, dude? She tiao I tiao. What the f***? Gang sound, you know? She's actually looking at us. She's actually looking at us. I'm not joking. She's actually looking at us. She's f***ing looking at us. Dude, she's f***ing scared.
Don't look.
She looked like 10 seconds. What the f***, bro? Yeah, where?
I'm sweating.
I am sweaty. She's looking at me. You're getting to look at the other side. She's looking at me. What the f***?
Okay. Right. Moving on.
Uncle C back again.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to 20 Minute Tea with Asher, Preppy Asher. Today we're joined together with Clayton.
Uncle C.
20 Minute Tea, we talk about very brain stuff under 20 minutes. Under the two main topics of adulting and passioning. Today's a very interesting.
As you can hear by the giggles and the smashing of the sink just now, we are cafe hopping.
We are doing cafe hopping because we can't go back to school on Saturdays. Because currently we are actually having internship right now, so we can't shoot on Fridays anymore.
Yes.
So we're shooting on Saturdays, and I guess it's going to be something very interesting as we also move the show to a more impromptu or more freestyle kind of setup.
Hey, if any of y'all want to hit us up and open your house for a studio space where we can record our podcast.
No, I was thinking like if you guys have any like places where you can recommend where we could go, like have a table and everything to go and shoot the podcast 20 minutes. Just let us know, and then after that we can see whether we can vote on for the next few episodes.
Y'all need to sponsor me, man. These cafes are expensive. I got a cup of mocha for $5. Man. You gotta
Maybe it's just because you're broke.
$5 for a cup
so
of coffee.
today in this podcast we talk a little bit about our experience as our first week of internship. It might be a little bit rough for like some of you guys because like we have been so positive and so like hyper and everything, but then after that you see like a tone shift and everything. But I think what we really want to have in the show is a lot of like be very, very real.
Right.
Because when we're very, very real, we can really be more aware of ourselves. And as we are real with ourselves, we actually get a clearer picture of what we should be doing and how can we respond to the situations around us, not just react and just like be in like that negative space. And sometimes even negative space also is a good thing.
Yeah.
To be really, really present, I think is what we really want to do.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then from those lessons, I think we can also really grow from that and become better people. So that's the whole point of this podcast, and so yeah, let's get into it.
Bottom line is we can't scream in cafes. That's why we're very like no
But
upbeats.
I think it's also much easier to listen also because like
Asher's not.
Yeah, and laughing super loud. Yeah, this is a more soothing one. So yeah,
Let's get into it.
Well, I'm looking at Beep right now.
Right.
I don't know. It's kind of like I think it's an old HDB. So it's a mixed complex. So there's like HDB. Then after that there's like the main office is here at one corner, and after that materials room is so there's three offices. Black, white, and black, grey, white. Mm-hmm. So black is the main office, the HQ. Then after that grey is the materials room, and then white is like the meetings room.
Yeah.
So I'm in grey. So like I'm really by myself in the materials room. And it's like, I don't know, half the size of this cafe that we're at right now.
Oh.
It's like...
The materials room that you shot on your Instagram story, it looks pretty big though.
It looks big, but it's very small.
How about this cafe?
Yeah, it's very small. I mean, like actual space that you're actually walking within.
Right.
Then after that, so right, like I really am very, very isolated, you know, to the point like I'm like slightly going crazy.
Wait, but that's the good thing though, because...
Yeah, no, the thing is I don't know how to manage myself yet.
Right.
So
as long as you know that you need to manage yourself.
Yeah.
And you're still working to that goal.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Right?
You have to know your problem first. Yeah, so the first 2 days, right, I was like borderline depressed, you know. The biggest thing that I was also learning about myself is like my desperate need to have human contact. So at the end of the day, right, like when people started coming in, I'll be hi. No, I'm not like that.
Welcome to the materials room.
My crib.
It's nice to have you here. Would you like some coffee? my take on yours is that yours is pretty good. It's a very good standpoint because people with a lot of time on their hands. This was an excerpt from Casey Neistat. Because he used to wash dishes for like a long time. He thought he like washes dishes for a long time, and then it's like the quote was like, if you have so much time to do repetitive stuff, and it's so boring. You'll find out ways to not do the boring shit ever again and do something else that's bigger. That's why he started his business. That's why he started everything else.
Yeah, it was also something that I thought about. So there's this Bible story in the there's a story in the Bible, and it's about Moses.
Yeah.
You know, Moses is a very iconic figure in the Bible.
Iconic figure. He's like a celebrity in the Bible. What the hell?
But the point was like he was born as like a child, and then after that he was taken into like the kingdom, and then like the Egyptian palace and stuff like that, and then he lived there for a long time, and then he was banished, and then after that he was wandering for like I think about 40 years.
40?
Yeah, 40 years.
Jeez.
And then he was a shepherd and stuff like that. And then at that point of time, and then God also like kind of led him to the fiery bush and stuff like that.
Kalen you work 40 years already. Come here.
No. But the point is he was a shepherd, and he learned the skill of like taking care of sheep, but contrasting against a very luxurious lifestyle. And then after that, like through that kind of thing, he also learned how to take care of simple things.
Right.
And after that, God gave him that opportunity to take care of the whole of Israel, and then after that lead them out of Israel. So I think it's kind of like to be great, you have to be humble, humility first. Yeah.
That's why the book that I'm reading now, that they talked about this excerpt, like people who have success and success only, right? Never experience failure. It's actually a curse to them. It's actually a curse to them.
Yes.
When you've never experienced failure, or you've never started from the ground up.
Right.
You never started from the ground up. You actually, if you don't know both sides of the spectrum, right, you'll never be a successful man. If you only stay up there and make millions and millions and millions and never lose any millions, you're never a successful man.
I think what's so funny is that I'm making such a big deal of it.
Yeah.
Because it's fine, you know. I'm not dying. Because
there's a tone in that says I'm dying. It's funny enough. It's a contradicting tone.
Right. I met up with my friend Mary yesterday, and then after that she's like, you know I've been like forcing up my positivity still. You know my story.
It's your first human intimacy. Oh my gosh. It's my friend. After I've been here, stuck in here for 24 hours times 5. Yeah.
So the thing is like she was looking at me, and then she was just laughing like, why am I like making such a big deal out of this? You know, on my private stories, like close friends, right? And after that I was like, at the beginning I was like ranting a bit, right? The first few days. Then after that it got a little bit better. But then like she saw us as a facade.
Funny enough, from a standpoint of a guy that watches all your stories, you've been posting the same amount of stories, but less Instagram excerpt stories and more of your stories inside. But it's still the same amount of stories. So it's like you're talking slightly more about yourself because you're doing like the vlog style. Hey guys, this is my crib kind of thing. But then like usually you always go on Instagram because you scroll Instagram a lot, and then you find all this like design stuff. And, like, there's less of that, but there's like only slightly more of you, and then that's it.
I think this format will be actually quite interesting. Like we just go to random cafes, right? And then we just sit at the window seat, we set up the camera outside, right? And then we just start recording on inside.
My thighs are hella hot now because the sun is on my thighs.
Oh, it's actually quite cool. We also have like the background sound of like activity and like it's like really
raw.
It's just happening, you know. Yeah. It's just happening.
It's like, if anything, it shows the audience that you can set up your podcast.
I think maybe this might be a bit easier to listen because we are really like hushed a bit more. Because like in the school environment, right, I'm really like shouting.
Right.
Wow.
Maybe.
No, because today, like also. Okay,
you aren't laughing as small, that's what I can tell you.
Huh?
You aren't laughing as small.
No, but you can hear that I'm happy, right?
Right. Okay.
Which is still a good energy to have. So you know the person is smiling. You can hear a smile.
That's true, but it sounds really weird. You can hear a smile.
No, because the mouth shape and everything.
No, you can hear.
It really is.
I get what you mean because there was this talk by Wolf of Wall Street. His name is Jordan Belfort. It's a movie, and then it's based on the guy, right? And he said his whole business is doing cold calls, selling stocks.
Really?
Calls,
okay.
Right? And it's like the reason why you can't sell is because even though your whole script is English 100, English 100 perfect, right? The thing is your tone sucks.
Yeah.
You have to bottle your excitement.
Yeah.
When you bottle your excitement, the other person online is like, oh, this guy is actually crazy.
Yeah.
The product he has on hand is really, really, really
Yeah.
so I should invest in him. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he always closes the sort of sale.
The deal.
Right. He always closes the deal.
Right. Because it's
Just
easy to listen.
Because he learns how to bottle his energy.
Right,
And then
right.
it comes through his voice. And then it's like,
Right.
wow, this guy is exciting.
Right.
So yeah.
So I actually wrote this. I actually wrote this before my before internship. So I don't know. I feel like it's a very very apt saying that I came up with like last week Sunday. So the severity of your disappointments is defined by the extravagance.
I saw that, yeah.
The extravagance of your expectations.
Yeah.
In the sense that like it's just simple idea.
What's the syndrome called again?
The
I think it's golden eye syndrome or like
it's just being very starry-eyed or like just very
starry-eyed, correct.
I feel like all of us were like very very hyped up about internship, and then after that we were like very very starry-eyed about the whole situation, and after that we accept our expectations high, and obviously that wasn't realistic lah.
I think both of us felt it, man.
Yeah.
Feels
No,
bad.
I think no. But at the same time, like it can be managed, and it also when you know that your expectations is really way too high, then after that you just adjust to the new normals, you know.
Yeah.
To the new normals that you have to get used to. I guess for us, both of us were like very very like hustling a lot before the
Yeah, it's just
and then
like
after
a
that,
sudden break.
the holidays we were like really doing a lot of things, and then after that like conceptualizing and then really getting a lot of stuff done, and then
Right.
like, suddenly you're hit with this like severe difference of like what you were expecting to happen, like
Right.
especially in internship. And then after that, but you really gotta just manage your own expectations and not to be so disappointed. I guess for me, I think it's all about also for both of us at least, it's just communicating it out.
Yeah.
And then after that, just processing your own
I think
expectations.
it's guts to communicate it though.
I actually met with my friend yesterday, Mary, and then after that, obviously the first half was like just really really depression and all that stuff lah.
Really depression.
And it was
Right.
just very negative.
Right.
But then after that, I felt like as I got it out, and then after that, she was also just laughing at me because she actually having a lot of fun with her internship. Good for her, I guess.
Yeah. Great for you, Mary. Look, you make Asher jealous. What happens now? You gonna give him your internship? No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, the thing is that you can never. You have to really be more independent. For me, I felt like I was very alone, and then after that, I had to figure it out by myself. But then after I was talking to her and like really sharing out my feelings and my frustrations, and then after that, I felt like toward the second half of the conversation, we actually moved to something more constructive, which is like really like just being more realistic and being more how to say aware, I guess, and just seeing the positive side of things, and just
And not everything is just grey and dark gloomy.
yeah. And then after that, and then one thing I was thinking about through the week also was that as you continue to project positive energy, it tends to find its way back to you.
Right.
And that was something that I was trying very hard, but at a certain point it also was a bit like a facade.
Yeah, back to the quote that I said like a long time ago. It's like what you focus is what you get.
Right.
So if you focus on positivity, you get.
Right. And that was something. It is very hard, you know.
Exactly.
It's so easy to say.
Yeah.
It's so easy to say. Oh, just stick out to positive.
Stay
like,
positive, winky face.
No, but then
smiley
after that,
face.
but then actually when you're alone in the office,
You're
and then
like,
after
oh shit, I'm actually stuck.
right. It is so hard.
Yeah, I get you.
And how can we cope with this?
Yeah, okay, I know, but the thing is, you there's this quote that and I'm not gonna say the guy's name because Asher says you quote too much. Yeah,
No, who said that?
Yeah, Asher said it. Asher's lying.
No, I didn't
Asher
say-
said it.
I know, of course. Just say it, of
Okay, fine. Yo, there's a lot of sports car right here.
Oh right, it's so nice that we have a change
Yeah.
of scenery.
Okay, so I'll talk about Porsche later, but the thing that the guy said was that when you feed your mind, you cannot be sad. When you feed your mind, you can't be sad.
When you feed your mind, you cannot be sad. What does that mean?
When you're learning, you can't be sad.
When you're learning,
Because it's just like escapism kind of thing.
Oh.
When you're learning and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you're feeling so much more, right? you're so shocked and stunned at what you're learning that you can't be sad. You have like sort of a grateful state.
Okay.
Right? But second of all, there's a paragraph that I wrote from that I read from my book today. And it was the ego is the enemy. But the thing that he said was that the thing that he said was that talent is only a starting point. The question is, would you be able to make the most out of it? Or will your privilege be your own enemy?
Right.
Will you snuff out the flames, which is just getting going?
Right.
I think we can both agree that we think that we are like very, very good students kind of thing.
Right.
So that's our egos in our head saying that
Right.
But the thing is, when that ego is in our head and like we are like one of the better students out there, we wouldn't open ourselves more to learning.
Yes.
If you're the rock bottom student down there, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I need to learn so much more. You're so much more hungry, and when you feed yourself more like that, right? You wouldn't feel sorry for the situation. Oh man, I'm stuck here doing nothing.
Yeah.
When you're stuck there doing nothing, if you're the lower student, you start to take up so many more things that you have time to do now.
I think it's also like that point that you made was about pride.
Yeah, exactly.
That the ego is coming in the way of your own experience and is creating that disappointment in you. Because for me, I felt like I was because my expectation actually for myself was like, I know that I'm very
you feel like an A class, and then you fall into a B class ranking.
And then after that you feel very cheated,
or
you feel
jaded.
very how to say not valued. You're not valued for, you're worth something, you're worth a lot, but then you're not given the tasks that you feel like you deserve.
Right.
But the thing is that that's entitlement lah.
Exactly. Entitlement is the killer of all.
Right. So when you're entitled, you can't learn anything. You think that you own everything, or you think that you're supposed to get that, and sometimes when you then you don't value the experience that you're actually getting, and then the experience, and then after that it just goes over your head. It just goes over your head, and after that you don't learn anything. I think for me, right,
it's a Bugatti.
I think for me, I feel like the lessons, because it's for me, because the tasks are so simple and it's so a lot of white space, a lot of white space kind of ideas. You know, sometimes when you go to a very wide space, you have to be very you have to really pay attention to detail to really sift out the gold nuggets. So the lessons for me, the gold nuggets of information.
I thought you said cold nuggets.
The gold nuggets of like the lessons. So for me, like when I actually start to actually journal down the stuff that I was learning throughout the day, then after that I actually realize, hey, I learned this. But it doesn't. It
actually goes over your head. That part goes over your head.
It isn't explicit in the day. But then after that, when you take time to really ponder or really reflect upon the whole experience, you actually realize that there actually can be good things that you can pull out. And then when you start to focus on those things, and to be very deliberate in that kind of lessons and those kinds of learning, that style, I feel that you will start to adjust to the new normal.
Exactly.
I think allow me to share something. Like for me, right, I'm just doing materials boards and stuff. It's a very, very menial task, or it's a very, very simple thing. But in actual fact, right, I'm focusing right now on being as deliberate. I'm trying to apply the same deliberate force that I apply to a studio to just arranging and laying out and composing a material board.
If you took that in retrospect, because as you're talking Queen's English, right? If you are even if you're sent to do like the stupidest tasks like washing dishes or like sweeping up the floor, if you do it deliberately, you have joy in what you're doing.
Right.
You sweep the floor with like every bit of like chocolate on the floor that you need to sweep up, like you do it with like speed and precision and like how fast you can do it. That's beating your record before.
Right.
If you treat it like a game, it's gonna be super fun.
Right.
So that's what Asher's doing.
I think because I applied that same deliberate force, right, that sense of satisfaction at the end of the day is still sufficient for me.
Even though it's like a low task.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then I felt like, wow, okay, yes, I got something done today. I made something happen. And you can live without regrets. Something else is like when other people also start to notice that deliberate force. Like I actually got the compliment from somebody else. They're just very nice people lah. But other people in the office, and then after that I help them with their things, and then after that they notice
you get nice people in your office. I don't get nice people in my office.
Right. So That's why I have to. For me, I have to. Although I have negative things I can focus on, then after that, when I choose to see the positive things, then actually the thing is not so bad in the end.
Right.
Yeah. So and then after that, when you use that same deliberate deliberate intent, you can be very very proud.
Yeah.
And yeah. Proud.
I think the part where I said that if you're putting that deliberate force, as you said, into just the smallest task, and even if it's sweeping up the floor, right? You're focusing so much of your mind onto that task that there's no extra space in your mind to think like, wow, this task is super boring.
Right.
There's no part of you that has to go drift elsewhere. It's just on that sole task on itself.
Right.
So you think to yourself, wow, this is actually it.
I think for me, I'm actually grateful that I don't have like other people that I don't have any negative company around me.
That's true.
Well, I mean, what is it for you? It's probably
mine is just a bunch of boomers sitting down, and then like the office space is so quiet, and then boomers do their boomer stuff. They're just typing on the computer all day and just
but that's a normal. That's a normal.
Yeah, that's a normal thing. Yeah, but the thing is, the weirdest thing is that I already told you that my supervisors, right? It doesn't feel like they are actually really caring about us. So the first thing, right, that we do is he just say, hey, my name is Truda. And he didn't even shake our hands. I want to shake his hand. We didn't even shake our hands.
Right.
Same for both supervisors. We have two supervisors, right? So there's this sort of that kind of thing, right? Shaking his hand is like whatever, right? You think it's just whatever, but it's a sign of respect. It's a sign that these are not just students. These are just people that you're actually respecting.
I think that's the thing, because we have to also manage our expectations that they are not educators.
Yeah.
Educators are there to build you up.
Yeah.
But these people are there to...
But that's the privilege that I have in mind, because I expect them to be respectful, right? But they can choose not to be.
But you don't deserve it.
Exactly.
You didn't earn it. You haven't earned anything yet.
No, but it's just that I think everybody should have that respect in you, that no matter who you are, even if you're talking to like a 6-year-old kid, you show him enough respect, even because he's still a kid.
Right.
He's still a human being, right?
I suppose. But I mean, we got to do. I think for us, we just gotta manage our expectations that you can't expect that from anybody.
Exactly.
Because
that's the thing. That's the kind of
you're not that big shit, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of 20 Minute Tea. Thank you guys so much for listening in and tuning in again for another week of 20 Minute Tea episode 3. Do share your comments. Do share your thoughts in the comments, or DM me. And do feedback to us. How can we improve? Share, like, and subscribe to Peppery Show on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes. Full hearts, big brains, and warm cuddles. So yeah.
We're sorry there's no visuals today.
Yeah.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's Asian, okay.
So don't look at people.
No, they are walking by my periphery. I'm looking right here. What am I supposed to do?
Creepy, you know.
Look at the floor.